Welcome to the Dirt. I'm Gray. That's Nicole. I am sitting in a hotel lobby in Norman, Oklahoma. Nicole, where are you? How are you?
I am in Houston,
Okay, great.
Texas. I will not be at the Super Regional this weekend, which is a huge bummer because that's going to be such a great such a great series. I cannot wait. I cannot wait.
Fang is trying to stalk me. We're not letting that happen. I'm sitting in a booth in the lobby, but kind of angled because the entire team is about to walk by, and we don't need that, you know?
Are you heading
Yeah,
away?
sort of.
Are y'all in
No, we're in
Norman or are
Norman.
y'all in
We flew into
OKC?
OKC, sitting in Norman right
You're in
now.
Norman?
We're 10 minutes from the stadium.
Okay. Well, you just ruled out a bunch of other places, so.
Fang's going to be in this lobby by the time the show ends.
Fang, do some detective work. Nick Trina says, "Gray in the shadows, ... Dark Knight, question mark?"
You know, sometimes I try to be the hero you need but don't deserve or whatever.
All right, you're done. You're out of here. You're out of here. And that
Well,
is the
we
start
tried.
and
Look,
end of
and
Dirt.
Fang, I see your comment about how close we are to Texas Tech, Florida State. We will probably bleed into the start of that game for a bit. We are walking across the street to dinner, some of us, after this to watch the game and imbibe in some food and whatnot. But we will be tracking Florida State, Texas Tech. We're also going to, on this Dirt, talk about – okay, Robert, we're going to talk about where –
He
I'm
meant
not.
the statue.
Is that a
The
thing? Do you
statue at the stadium.
give her a high five when you walk in?
Yeah. Oh, I dap her up every time I go there.
Okay.
I'm like, her hand's outstretched, so you just like a little like.
Okay.
You know, like, hey, what's
James,
up,
is it live? Yes, sir. We're live, brother.
We're live.
So we're gonna talk about College Station. We're gonna talk about Norman. We're gonna talk about whatever we want for the next 30 minutes. So
I talk about whatever I want to talk about, whatever you want to talk about.
So where do you want to start, Nicole?
Let's go ahead and start with the games that are about to start. So let's go Texas Tech and Florida State. We can talk Clemson and Texas a bit, and then we can go into wherever we go from there, wherever the vibe sends us. So
I'm all about.
Yeah. Fun fact. This evening, it is for work, but also I am very excited about it because we are taking a salsa dancing lesson class thing.
As one does.
So I'm going to learn how to do the salsa and do some team bonding. I'm like, can it get any better than that? No, that's what
I can think of a few.
It could be because I could be in Norman, Oklahoma, but like other than that, it'd be pretty great.
Okay. Well, okay. What do you want to say about Texas Tech, Florida State? Is this the most exciting region or super to you? Like outside of the one that we're emotionally invested in?
Outside of the one that emotionally, I have a tie to.
That we're both
that you have a tie to.
Tied into ourselves, like the others. There's like one super and then the others.
Thought would say Nebraska and Tennessee is going to be really, really good. But I don't know, maybe I'm still biased from the weekend, but I really think that Oregon and Liberty is going to be a really good super because I think they're so evenly matched. I think it's going to be just like another battle. So
per Nick, you might need to do the turn off the camera, turn back on the camera thing. Yeah. Oh, Nicole's gone. How long will she be gone? She's back. Let's see.
Am I back? Did you get it?
You're good. All set.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. That's the one for me that I think is going to be giving the most action outside of Alabama OU. I think Alabama OU will be a good one, but as far as like back and forth battle tightness outside of that Norman supers, that's what I think. What about you? What do you think?
I mean, for obvious reasons.
Well,
what's up?
you Wait, for obvious reasons, what?
Well, I was going to say, for obvious reasons, Texas Tech Florida State is very compelling. Like, you've got
Yeah.
all the storylines that line up, and everything Florida State's dealt with, the nausea of it all. Texas Tech never being here before, Florida State trying to follow the every other year theorem. That
Yeah.
that's fun. I think Clemson, Texas has
Potential.
potential to get off the rails for absolutely no reason. Like, on paper, I don't really see the danger here for Texas, but
I feel that.
it just, I don't know, something about it feels weird. Maybe it's all the
It's because they're
orange. Who's
both
to say?
orange. Yes. Yeah. Get it out. Get out of my head. We're Bluetooth connected. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not very worried about Florida State. Like, in my head, I'm like, yeah, I think they're gonna win. Like, I don't know. I think their why is so strong, that they're just gonna be able to play really tight together.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. And I could eat my words. Who knows? We'll find out on Saturday, but
Yeah.
maybe Friday. Who knows?
Hey, this is the dirt. So, people in the chat, if you have questions for us about supers or anything else, let us know.
Yeah. It's gonna be good.
Let's see.
Speaking of dirt.
Uh-oh, what you got?
So I got to call the College Station Regional, which
Yes.
was insane. But I personally did not see this. I saw replay videos of this, and A&M, they're getting a lot of heat. They're getting a lot of slack. But there were videos of some players shooting their, like, I'm going to use this as an example, their squirted Gatorade water bottles at the third baseman whenever, like, she would field a foul ball or, like,
For
had to move
Liberty?
around. For Liberty, they would shoot it at Liberty. I don't know if they did it to anybody else. But isn't that crazy?
That seems like a lot.
And I was like, no way. And then I saw the video, and you can clearly tell, and you can see the water. And there were several times that I had seen the third baseman for Liberty, her face, Crane. And I was like, wow, I wasn't expecting that. Like, she just looks like she was, like, upset or something. Like, I wasn't expecting her to be so, I don't know, visible with, like, her feelings, because it was a very tight game. And so that's kind of where my mind was going whenever I saw that. But then after the game on Monday and Tuesday, that's whenever I saw those videos, and I was like, that shocked me. That shocked me. And I don't think it was the entire team. I think it was some, but it was just like, I didn't love that. I didn't love it. I'll be honest. It was kind of disappointing. Now, I think A&M did stumble. I think they're fantastic. And Liberty just pulled it together. They pulled it together. Their pitching was better. That's what it came down to.
Can I ask you a question about that?
I don't know, Gray. Can you ask me?
I will. Those 3 games were absolute theater. Loved watching it. What was in, like, the most unexpected plot twist of all 3? Like, think of all 3 games of the Liberty Texas A&M moment. What was
besides the obvious?
Besides, like, the end of Liberty winning, like, what was the moment where you were like, oh, really? This is what's happening. Because for me, it was the Rachel Roop 3-run homer in the third game. That was the kind of the first time where I truly entertained that Liberty was going to get out of the College Station Regional.
I didn't. The biggest one to me was first just Liberty getting that first win on Friday. I wasn't quite expecting them to jump out on Emily Kennedy as aggressively, and I think that one's obvious. So it goes my other one. Texas A&M putting Emily Kennedy back in game 3. I was very shocked by that one.
Yeah.
Because A&M had been generating the momentum, and they had been scoring runs offensively. Like, they had been building.
They were also winning at the time, 3-1.
After they took her out. So I was like, yeah. And then they put her back in, and I was like, Liberty just had her number. It's not that she's not a good pitcher. It's just Liberty had her number from the get-go. Like, literally the very first inning of the first time they played each other, Liberty was on her. And that just happens sometimes. Sometimes some teams have your ace. I was just so shocked that you wanted to put your ace back in. That one got me, and that was a bit surprising. And there were some umpire interferences that kind of shocked me in the regional. That were like some big plays. And then there's interferences from the umpires. There was video calls that like I didn't quite understand. So it was just like kind of like
Are you
a whole
perhaps
thing.
talking about obstruction?
I was also talking about obstruction, yes. But there were two different plays where athletes ran into umpires during the
Oh,
regional.
normal.
There's one play where the runner at the fielder going to field the ball catch a fly ball. She ran into the umpire at second, and the runner rounding third ran into the umpire at third. So like they were just kind of a little all over the place. That was like a little shocking because it just looked, I don't know, you don't see that. And then yes, there was an obstruction call, and I got very heated about it. And some people had said like, yeah, I could kind of tell like you felt a certain way about it
Uh-huh.
on TV, and I was like, ooh.
Old girl was out here talking about it 2 innings later.
I felt passionately about it. My producer was in my headset, and he was like,
Don't silence your
hey,
passions, Nicole, please.
he was like, hey, like the team called it like this. Like this is what they decided. I was like, yeah. Yeah, this is what they decided, and this is how I feel about it. Yeah. It had to be known. I think if you're fielding a ball and then you're going to go grab it after it flies past you, that's not obstruction. I don't think it's obstruction.
All
She
right,
slid
so
into the bag and tried to go home. She fielded the ball, and she tried to run behind herself. Like,
I have not seen the play because I got home from the Alabama game like as it was happening,
mm-hmm.
dear viewers and listeners. And so Nicole and I, Nicole, this is the first thing Nicole said because I also did say, boy, you brought up obstruction a lot when we talked to each other in the car after.
So
And
we called. I called Gray because I live close to College Station in Houston. It's about an hour and a half drive. So I called Gray, and we were chatting about just the mayhem that was college softball.
yeah,
And this is a conversation that we had Sunday night, and I needed to make sure that he didn't do this. So that's one of the reasons why I called him. All right, go ahead.
yeah.
Context.
So
Yeah.
Nicole asked me not to watch the play and to react to it live on the dirt.
Yeah.
So give me the context going into the video that you just sent me that I'm about to play and what I need to know because it's not the full play.
Right. So, there's a ball that was hit to the outfield, and obviously you have a lot of speed on the base paths and path. There's only one base path, and she goes first to third, and there's a throw at third being made.
Yeah.
And this is, I want to say, and shoot, it's been a little too far for me to fully remember, but I want to say this is like a tied up or like a big momentum shift. So like A&M had been like trying to get these runs, and that was like a big moment for them. And then for Liberty, it was kind of like we shut the door if we get this out.
Yeah.
So
Okay. I'm going to pull it up. I have not seen this until now. Wait, they said it was obstruction on Rachel Crane?
they said it was obstruction on Rachel Crane, the third baseman.
But why?
They said there was contact made, and that's why. There was enough contact made, and so that's why it was obstruction. So after this play, she ran home. Crane got the ball, threw it to home. They ended up getting her out, but because of obstruction, she got to go back to third base. Then there was a hit, and that's whenever A&M, I think they scored 1 or 2 runs, but they for sure scored 1 run the very next play. And this was after the first game. There is that call at home plate, which I get this one, just the positioning of the umpire. There was a safe call at home whenever she was out. And that was just because it looked like the ball came out and Dot was out of reviews, and it was in the 5th inning, not the 6th. So umpires couldn't trigger a review.
Right.
So
I can make
so
an
that was tough
argument.
break number 1. And this game 2 was tough break number 2 in this game. But it really felt like things were like swinging into A&M's dugout after this play. And
I
it kind of
am.
felt like,
I would put obstruction like third on the list of things that play was. I don't see anything. Maybe did they? I don't know. I mean, the ball like hits her helmet and then ricochets off the glove. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing.
and the only thing that I think they could have used for obstruction is if Crane was standing in between the base, you
But
know?
she's really
But
not.
she's
She's given the
off to the
edge.
side. She's given the edge, and she's still reaching for the ball that was thrown her way. That is her right as a fielder. So I was very heated whenever they called this, and they deliberated for, I don't know, like almost 8 minutes, 10 minutes. It was a long video review.
Jeez.
Maybe it wasn't that long, but it was for sure at least 8 minutes. But yeah.
Mm. Things got a thought. The contact after the ball got away is what got called.
It is, but she was still going for fielding the ball as it was getting passed. And that's whenever that contact happened. I don't think it was like ball was clearly passed. It was like a separate moment and there's that collision. I think they messed that one up. So yeah, that was why I was so heated 2 innings later and I had to bring it back up because I was like, this is a huge moment. And that call at home already had gotten blown. And this is
And Liberty
I
still won.
I had a stain and I can't remember what it was that I told you, but I
I've got
have a
my
new
stain.
stain that I just thought about that I think I'm also very passionate about. So, yeah.
My stain is I'm extremely ready for my stain once we get there.
Once we get there. How much time do we have before we get there?
I mean, I don't know, like 5 minutes, maybe if
Oh,
that.
perfect. All
Yeah.
right, all right. You go, you go, you go.
Is there any? Wait, are we staining now, or what?
No. Like we'll chat for 5 minutes and then we'll stain.
Okay. What's the one thing I need to do while I'm in Norman?
Ooh, okay. What do you want to do? Is it like coffee?
We already went to a coffee shop today called Levity Breakfast House.
No, go to Yellow Dog Coffee. Fantastic. 10 out of 10.
You
Your
just
life will be
went. No.
amazing. If they have scones, get them. They are fantastic. Like, oh, they're super tiny, but like I had like a peaches, it was like a peaches and cream, but it was like peaches and butter almost. Like I don't know how they made it. Like that scone was the best scone I've ever had in my entire life. It was so good. And their matcha is really good, but I've been told their coffee is really good too. Not a coffee drinker, so I can't comment, but I have found the better the tea is at a coffee shop, typically they have better
Lane wants to know if I'm at a public library. I'm in the lobby of our hotel. So, but thank you. I'm sure that they appreciate that compliment.
I know exactly what hotel you're at.
No, you don't.
I do because we stayed there in postseason,
Why?
so we can focus and stay in the game and not be like staying up super late.
Okay.
Yeah, in regionals we stay at hotels starting on Wednesday.
That seems like a bad budget idea, but go for it.
I mean, it works. So
Okay. People, let me tell you, once the rev share comes out, that is going to be an extraneous budget purchase that will not be allowed
mm-hmm.
because everybody going to be pinching pennies real soon once this house case comes out. All right,
Yeah.
so yellow dog. Okay, sure.
Yellow dog for your coffee.
We'll put that on the list tomorrow because we've
One
got
of
some
my-
time. Thank you, James. Super chat.
Nobody wants tiny coffee. It's not tiny coffee. It's tiny scones, but the coffee portions are very good. If you don't like Yellow Dog, you can go to Gray Owl. That one is on the next street over. It's also
So-
very good.
Color animals. Is that like the coffee theme? We've got yellow dog and gray owl. What's
I
next?
think there's
Orange
one like called
rabbit.
like windmill or something on Campus Corner. That's pretty good. Um, okay, for breakfast, you have to go to this place called the Diner. Guy went there, his picture's up on with his autograph, and it's like a row of booths and then like a countertop and like open kitchen, and it's like old school diner style. Like
Sure.
you're not gonna get fancy, you're not gonna get like sweet potatoes, mixed hash, but I think it's fantastic. If you want a little bit bougie, you have to go to Neighborhood Jam.
I saw that on the
Everyone loves
Google
Neighborhood
today.
Jam. Make a reservation if you're gonna go to
Oh,
Neighborhood Jam because it takes a while to get in, even if it's just like two people. So heads up there.
noted.
All right. For dinner, for like casual, for
Dinner, I don't know if that's gonna be a thing.
karaoke, O'Con's. It's on Campus Corner, O'Connell's. It's our Irish pub. Always a solid
Okay.
place. If you're wanting pizza, now I would highly recommend this one for dinner. It is called Valere or Volare. I don't know. It's like I think root and route is, right? But they have a rooftop and you go all the way up to the rooftop and you have a view of the campus, like because it's pretty high. It's the tallest building on Old Main.
Yeah.
And you can or Campus Corner and you can kind of see the campus and the stadium and everything. It's like a really pretty view and a really pretty sunset. Now, if you're willing, are you adventurous with your food?
Yeah.
Okay.
When we go
Okay,
on the
okay.
road, all right, so here's my thing. When we go on the
What's
road to
your
a
thing?
restaurant, my thing, um, I will order from the menu, and for the most part, like not very. Like there are a couple things I don't eat, but for the most part, like if it's on the menu and I order it, that's what I'm eating because
Okay.
I admire the sanctity of the menu and I trust the chef and all that fun stuff. If I go to a restaurant at home, I'm probably getting the same thing I always get because I am also a creature of habit. Nicole, you do know this about me, but but when we're on the road, I am in on what the menu says.
All
And I will
right.
also say, by the way, our recs for other SEC cities are now getting traction. Shout out to our friend Kenzie Fowler, who hit up two of my favorite spots in Fayetteville, Arkansas in the last 24
Hey.
hours. And she has been singing the praises of Doomsday and Hammond Trees.
I love that. I
What does
stamp of
this mean?
approval.
Charles Todd Sullivan for president 2024. When someone asks if you were adventurous with your food, the answer is always no. Dot dot.
That's somebody who eats chicken nuggets whenever they go out to restaurants. That's what that is.
Oh, Charles Todd Sullivan for president 2024.
I'm
Did you just get called
sorry.
out?
I'm sorry. I'm
Oh
not I'm not gonna be
no.
like, hey, like let's eat some octopus. Like we're not going crazy. But
I've
just
done
like
that.
I was gonna offer a Mediterranean option. So it's called Cafe Saffron. And it
Oh,
is
is it not
literally
Sisters Mediterranean Cafe?
no, Sisters kind of takes a while.
Mm.
Cafe Saffron, it's owned by this guy, and he's in there in person. And the menu looks so outdated, but the food, I mean, I got a lamb shank, and it just like fell off the bone,
You know
and
what
it
I've
was like, oh,
you know what I've
uh,
noticed?
huh.
Fang has not commented in about 8 minutes. Do you think he is trying to put together all the stuff and figure out where I am?
No, no.
Mm.
Fang's watching the game.
Yeah, probably. I've got the stats up. I don't know if the hotel Wi-Fi is good enough for me to have it live while we stream, but
Er,
here's Kevin's question: who's winning today? Florida State or Texas Tech? Eyes, eyes, eyes.
Florida State.
I agree.
Home
It's
crowd,
Kennedy
first game.
versus
Yeah.
Ashton Danley.
Yeah. And co.
Oh, Yanette's back. Oh, I missed her.
Hey, girl.
What's up?
Hey.
Nicole went, hey.
That's how I say hi to like my family. Whenever the girls come over, I'm like, hey.
Brandon, chicken fingers from O'Connell's. Brandon, I did not know
Solid.
Brandon was an OU fan. That's my bad. He might have
Solid.
said that a while ago. Oh,
Oh,
infield single. Here we go. Off and
Kevin
running.
said the game started, Pookies.
I
Pookie.
I have often referred to myself as Pookie. That
Change
is,
your name in my phone to Pookie. Hey, Pookie.
please don't. All right, so we just got a text from a mutual friend of ours who did mention a place that we are going to lunch to tomorrow. We, as in the support staff, we are going to the Mont for lunch.
That was gonna be a recommendation.
Yes,
for sure. That was gonna be more offline because you have to get
do I need a
their
reservation?
adult drink. Yeah,
Oh.
I'd probably call for
So I
a
shouldn't go
reservation.
pregame?
No, you should go post game. 100%.
Ooh.
100%.
Okay.
I'd get their nachos and I'd get a swirl.
Okay, noted. So we need to go post game and not pregame.
Pre-game, you can go to Midway. They have really
Okay.
good sandwiches and like unique sandwiches.
Okay, I'm gonna make sure that this audio is played. Stu's over there. Stu, will you take the minutes? We're not going to the Mont for lunch tomorrow. We're going to Midway. Because at the Mont we need to have an adult beverage and we can't do that before the game.
Aye, sir.
To that extent.
Aye, sir. Too good. Oh man.
Oh.
Grab something in my room.
Okay. Bye, Stu.
Okay,
All right.
do we
Oh,
need to
here we
do
go.
this thing?
I just wanted to pop up here. Brandon, huge softball fan. Could be a UCLA fan too.
Whoa.
And thank you for listening to the Crimson Tide Sports Network or just our TV games. I don't know which one it is. Do you have any takes before we go to Bistain on UCLA, South Carolina?
I think UCLA, they know postseason. They know postseason so well. You and I talked about this on the car ride back about OU and Alabama and how those are two teams and postseason, they just they live for it. They come alive. They know how to handle it. I think UCLA is very much a team that is like that. So I think that's going to be in their favor. I would love to see an upset just because, to me, I think UCLA has it, but I love chaos, which is why I'm so glad that I had the Liberty A&M game because it's chaos. I love chaos.
That was the Chaos Regional.
Yeah, that was the Chaos Regional.
But
even then, I mean, that one was chaos. It was chaos.
Texas Tech up 1-0 already on a throwing error by Michaela Edenfield on a steal. My guess, they went double steal. She threw down. It was high or something.
Overthrow, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, give me your stain.
Okay, well, here we go. Before we get there, I have to pop it up, obviously. Not this one. Hashtag Diva Down. The stain.
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay, here is my stain. It is really, 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 really stupid that the portal opened this past Sunday. Open it Monday. If you have to do it before the season ends, open it on Monday. Do you know what most of the teams who a lot of these kids want to go to are doing on Sunday? They're playing a game. So what are we doing? Coaches should not be having to refresh the portal constantly so they can be aware of who's going in while they're putting together plans for the game that they're about to play to go to super regionals. That's crazy. Potentially 2 games. It's insane. If we're going to open the portal before the season ends, which I don't even think we should, then open it on a day when there aren't games so that those portal kids can also have the benefit of coaches who are actually looking into that or maybe might be taking an hour or so to look into the portal or whatever, or multitasking. I promise you, no coach wants to be putting together a full dossier of people they're going to email and call while they're getting ready for an 11 a.m., 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock game. That's just me. I think it's crazy. Agree. Let's do better.
I 1,000,000% agree. I'm of the mind, if your team is successful, you're harmed whenever the portal is opened because you can't designate your full attention to it.
I think it's very
it should be postseason at the end of season.
Look, totally. Like, think about like the teams who are on the road for supers. Like, they're emailing people, but you can't have a visit when you're on
Yeah.
the road. Like, so, but a team who lost last week, like, so Texas A&M can now like do visits and be fine. Like, what is that?
Yeah. Yeah. I think that is, and then you have people going into the portal from teams that are still active.
Oh, never forget last year in the 7th inning, Game 3, Alabama Tennessee, when the then portaling Jamison Brockenbrough came in to pinch hit for the Lady Vols in the bottom of the 7th inning. Like, Tom read her stats, and I said, by the way, Tom, she is currently in the transfer portal.
Which is crazy. If you want to leave, that's fine. But why are you still playing with a team if you're like trying to leave publicly? Like, I don't know. I don't get that.
It's a lot of faith that you got to have as a coach and be like, okay,
yeah,
you must actually want to be successful and not like in the season early.
I don't know. That one's crazy to me, but yeah, that one is wild. I think I just think there's so many people also that go into the portal and then they just don't go anywhere. And a lot of people don't see that side or think about that side where there's over 900 girls in the portal now.
Oh, we're north of 4 digits.
Oh, we are already?
Yeah.
And right now, it's like, how many of those girls are going to get to go play somewhere else? What happens if they don't get picked up? Where do you go? Is your career over? You know, like all those things. And I think people pay attention to some parts of the portal, but that's one that I think is very, very much not talked about and not seen by the public and by athletes.
I see that every summer in the FGCL. Like, a lot of kids are in the portal when they go down there. Not all of them get picked up. A good number of them do, but not everybody does. And I've seen that side too, and it sucks. And I think people don't realize like how few spots there are at a lot of the programs. Like, you might go in the portal saying, I want to go play in this conference or on this team, or, whatever your goal is. There might be 70 other people who are going into the portal saying the same thing, and there might not be 70 spots.
Yeah.
It's not for the faint of heart.
It's not for the faint of heart at all. It's intense.
No. Sorry, Stu asked a question about where we're going to eat. I won't reveal where we're going because I don't want y'all to find our hotel.
Come on.
I'm not doing it.
I'll text you after.
No, it's okay, Stu. You want to be on the show? Come on.
Stu.
This is our equipment guy, Stu Moore. He won't be able to hear you, Nicole, because I have headphones on. This is Stu.
Hi, Stu.
She said hi.
What's up?
This is Nicole. This is the dirt, and we're
about to say I've seen her around between our field and Tennessee last year.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. And is that why you're not coming to the Super Regional?
Yeah, because remember I flew up and then I kept seeing her floating around our section.
Both times I've gone.
That makes sense. I wonder. You look familiar. I just never knew your name. I apologize. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Stu, we have this segment called The Stain where we talk about things that we want to mention. You, as the equipment guy, are used to stains. So what is your stain? Like, is there any like parting thought or
tell
I
just
what
did
your stain my portal thing. You probably heard it. You're sitting right there.
Yeah, somewhat.
Do you have a stain? Let me block out the light.
Something he feels passionate about.
Yeah, something you feel passionate about.
Okay. Gosh, this one's tough. If it comes to dealing with my job, it's I'm very OCD when it comes to my uniforms. And I say this like, yes, the girls wear them and they get them when they leave. But from the time that they're here in their 4 years or however long they're here, they're my uniforms. So I'm very OCD when it comes to getting it clean. Like, I will overwash a uniform, try to get a stain out. And that's probably like my stain. And you could probably also say that's my one ick as well because it drives myself crazy.
So Stu's stain was about literal stains.
Yeah. Literal stains.
Yeah. Like when it comes to uniforms, I will wash a uniform 3 or 4 times minimum just trying to get it out.
All right, our buddy Mark.
Does he have a stain with how they drop their uniforms off?
No, I do not. But I use a lot of shout, a lot.
Shout.
Shout, and I will
okay.
shout that out loud, but no Tide pins.
I love it.
Wow, that's
Does he have a pet peeve of how players return
I don't know what that
uniforms?
is.
It's a thing that you put in your
Oh,
pocket.
do you have any pet peeves about the way uniforms can be handled?
Whenever they're
Was
being
that your
returned to
question?
him.
Whenever they're being
Yeah,
returned.
Yeah.
Whenever they're being returned, if they're not buttoned, zipped, and the pockets aren't for sure checked.
Okay.
So there's
that's
a
good one.
long story with that one. So
I'm gonna briefly take out the headphones, Nicole, so you can ask Stu a question.
Okay. So basically on that one, long story short, I was a baseball manager at Alabama from 2011 to 15. So like my last year is when Sewell Thomas was getting the renovation, and we played at the Hoover Met for basically a 52 game road schedule, and it was atrocious. Hated my life. That was miserable. But long story short, my first year at Bama, we played Mississippi State when now Auburn AD John Cohen was the head coach.
Ooh.
And
Keep going.
one of the former managers with me did not check pants pockets, and they wore white pinstripe pants. Somebody left a red pin in their pocket, and John Cohen's pants got messed up. So ever since then, that's also why I'm so OCD. I button zip because that helps with the durability of the button and the zipper for anytime you wash, and then you check pockets just to make sure nobody leaves anything. The other thing that's like terrible that gets left in, hot hands. Hot hands, gum, pens, just kill uniforms. And so that's why. And the other thing is
I've been guilty of hot hands. I won't lie.
And whenever I pack or I do a visiting team laundry, I always put everyone's uniform back in numerical order. That's just one of the things that I was taught. It just makes it easier for the next guy to put it back out. Yeah.
I love that. I love that.
So I try.
Dang, good stain, Stewie.
Yeah.
That's a great stain.
Yeah. We can talk
snaps
about
for that stain.
we can talk about some of the stains Stu might deal with this week later.
You like that red
Stu
dirt?
had a take. We'll save it for next week.
Yeah.
You like that red dirt, huh?
No, that's fine. Dirt's easy. Grass is.
Are you hating on our fake grass?
Thanks, Stu.
I plead the fifth.
Oh no, where's my thingy? Okay, I'm putting it in there.
I will say that, I mean, because you want it to look good a certain way, and like that's a big thing in Oklahoma. A lot of people spray their lawns. We do it at Love's Field, and obviously I wasn't playing at Love's Field whenever I was there, but we also did it whenever we were playing at Marita Hines, and I literally had like grass stains on the back of my glove because obviously I played outfield and I was diving all the time. And the grass just stained my glove. And then I got a dark brown glove next year. And you can never tell after that.
I didn't pick up on it when we went to practice today, but I was like, wow, that's like really green.
It's beautiful.
That's like very green, like alarmingly green.
It looks great. Honestly.
I was like, what in the St. Patrick's Day is going on out here?
Looks great on TV. That's all I have to say.
It does, and the stadium was beautiful.
Yeah.
Had a very was very impressed.
Did you get a tour?
Sort of. We just did the press box and back door, and then I sat in the outfield and caught home runs and whatnot.
Yeah.
Ball travels at Love's a lot more than I thought on TV. Like it scoots and boogies.
Mm-hmm. There's a big wind tunnel. It's the same wind tunnel that Marita Hines had, so the direction is the exact same. Like the angle of the field is literally the exact same as Marita Hines because they wanted to keep it the same. The coaches did.
I fully understand.
So I was like,
I get it.
You should ask Chris Plank to take you through at least like the trophy room and like the recruiting lounge and all that kind of stuff. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, we went to like the Champions Lobby area. That's where they were doing press conferences today. That was cool. Although they kind of had it dressed up for media, so it wasn't on full display. Yeah.
All right, you gotta dap up.
What's your stain?
Coach Gasso statue next time you see it, though.
We'll see. They had locked the front gate. We went in through the downstairs.
No. This is outside the stadium.
No, I know. Front. That was locked today.
No, you gotta walk outside the front of the stadium.
That's a lot of effort. I was
Dapper
maybe
up,
tomorrow when the gates are open.
Do a little nay, you know.
You want me to nay with a bronze Patagasso? Okay.
Honestly,
Will you give us your
please.
stain, please?
Film it.
For the love of God.
For the love of God. I'll be honest.
I want to go to
I
dinner.
have been avoiding this because I now forgot my second stain. I lost my stain.
You forgot your other stain?
Dude, I almost wrote it down because it was such a good one, and I was like, "Ooh, I'm so fired up about this," and then I forgot.
That is so normal of you. Like, that is the most Nicole thing ever.
Do you remember what my stain was Sunday night driving back?
No, because I told you not to tell me because
Oh,
we were
I
saving it
thought
for
I
the
did. I
podcast.
thought I did. Okay. Let me think really quick.
I got to put the stain thing back up. The stain. Here we go. I'm really hungry, so please proceed.
I would say my stain is oh, this is my stain, especially like postseason. Like everybody gets like really fired up about their team, which I love. I love seeing it. I love seeing it so active on all social media platforms, not just X, but TikTok, Instagram, like all around. But why it's so annoying whenever you have to put down somebody else's program to defend your program. Why don't you just like talk highly about just your program? If your program's that good, like you don't need to talk about anybody's program. Like even if they are trash, you don't have to be like, "Boo, you're trash." You can just be like, "Our program's really good."
You know?
And I saw a lot about that.
Sorry, keep going.
Prior to heading into regionals, and then you get into regionals and these teams are upset, or maybe they roll through their regional, I don't know, but like you're talking all this mess before the regional even happens, and I'm like, just focus on your team, like cheer for your team, like be a good fan for your team, be a good alum for your team, like whatever it may be a good athlete. I mean, there's a lot of athletes out there just like chirping, right? I loved whenever other teams would chirp on social media in postseason, because you know what we would do? We'd put it up really big and be like, guess what they said? And we'd look at it and we'd be like, all right, cool. We're not going to say anything, but you know what we are going to do? We're going to kick your butt. That's what we're going to do. And we're going to remember that tweet that you put out, and we're not even going to address it. We're not even going to say anything. We're just going to remember what you said and use that as motivation. So I just think there's a lot of stuff that's like carelessly thrown around, and you can be really, really like encouraging, and you can be super like I'm super passionate, but you don't have to be crappy about other teams' programs. If you're a fan, if you're a player, like just stick to what you know, stick to your fan base. And like I think it's awesome. I think it's like a little bit of trash talk, sure, but whenever you're like outright dogging other programs, other players, other teams, like that doesn't make sense to me. And I've been seeing it across all sports, not just softball, but like I don't know. I'm like, I think we can be better about that, you know? Like I think we can be better. So I'm high on that one. I think in a world where it's so easy to hide behind a screen and say like whatever you want, like would you ever say that to their face? Probably not. So like
I learned a
check us out.
long time ago, a very, very, very long time ago, the importance of not writing checks that you yourself can't try and cash. And I see a lot of people online, Alabama fans, are very guilty of this as well, writing checks that they themselves have absolutely no impact on
Yeah,
the cashing of.
absolutely.
It's like people say stuff and then they sit on their couch and watch and like hope they were right. Just that seems like a lot. And
Well, like you can be fired up about your program. I think that's fine. And this is not directed towards one. Like I'm thinking of about like 7 different programs right now.
I
in my
have
head.
a
So this isn't
running
like one
list, and as people who listen to the Out of the Box podcast know, most of them are Alabama people.
Mine is evenly spread. Mine is evenly spread because I saw a lot. I saw it a lot. I'm just like, you can be passionate and you can be fired up and you can throw out stats left and right, or you can make a case as to why you think your team will win, why you think maybe your team is better than the other, but you don't have to be like, and they're trash, you know? Like, what does that do?
I have seen a lot of that this week. There's been some feistiness, and I just, I would just recommend ball, like just vibing, and then watch ball, and then do what you must. But
Do what you must.
oh, and can I add one
Bada
more
boom, bada
stain?
bang, baby.
Well, I
No.
will. So
I thought you were so
I'm
hungry,
starving,
Gray.
but
What
I
happened
wanna-
to that? I need to
I
eat.
want to say this.
Say your
I'm
stain.
starving, and I really want queso. Hint.
I know where. Like I said, I know exactly where you are. I know where you are. Everybody knows where to get queso in Norman.
Brandon, trust me. Yes, I see it all the daggum time, my friend. There is no such thing as a fluke run to Supers or the World Series. I just want to say that.
Ooh, that's a flaming hot take.
I think
Ooh, I can't believe you just like dropped that, and then we're just gonna.
I want to say this.
We're picking this topic back.
All right,
up
next week. Here's my reasoning. Winning in the postseason is hard, no matter who you are or who you're playing, and there's just like it's hard. It's hard to win. Winning is not easy. So if you're able to do it and get to the World Series, I don't think that should be made a fluke, no matter who you're playing. Just saying.
That's a thought. And you're entitled to that
gosh.
stain.
You're crazy that you disagree with that.
I think I told you about this like last year. But we'll talk about this next week. This is going to be, write this down because I will forget. I know I will forget, but I want to talk about this.
Do you want to reveal to the world? Have we talked about the Softball America Hype House?
No, I don't think we have.
Mark? No, that is not, first off, false. Read like any stats at all. All right. What are the what's the Hype House, Nicole?
I don't know how many years Softball America has done this because I just started working with them last year. Oh, bet. So it started whenever I came. I feel special. I'm an OG, and last year Softball America had a Hype House in OKC, and we all stayed there, and we filmed recap videos, we filmed podcasts, we ate pizza. I mean, it was an iconic Hype House, and we're doing it. We're running it back again. Yes. We're going again back to OKC again this year. We're all staying in the same spot. It's going to be so much fun. Like, it's going to be so much freaking fun. I cannot wait.
It's going to be hype. I feel honored that I get to go to the World Series either way, but it's going to be a blast. And last year, so when I was with the team, I would like disappear for 2 hours and go record pods with the ladies and then go right back to the hotel.
The ladies.
And I never told this story. One time while I was gone, Tom like tore a muscle in his foot and was in a walking boot the rest of the time. Stu remembers.
Poor Tom.
Well, after, where did everybody go? Frozen yogurt?
No, we went to go get gelato.
Gelato. On the way back from gelato, he like
Gelato
tore
will
his
get
plantar
ya.
fascia, I believe.
Something like that. Stepping off the curb wrong.
He's stepping on a curb.
That's like a really aggressive like thing to hurt
So
yourself
I did the pod. I did like the preview pod the night before, and I get back, and Tom is literally on the hotel bed with his foot propped up, and I walk in, and I'm like, Padna, what has happened here? Why? And then our team doctor comes in and is examining it. It was awesome. I mean, it stunk. That was tough. No, 2 hours.
Yeah, close enough.
This is accurate.
Mark, it is the softball version of a streamer house.
That's why Tom was not at the Softball America event. Yes, he was in a boot.
Oh, icon.
Okay,
legend.
are we done, Ski?
I think
I
we're
really
done,
want
Ski.
some food.
And that's a wrap. Me too. I'm getting tacos and salsa dancing.
This was supposed to be a 25-minute podcast, and here we are at 50 minutes yet again.
Somebody just had to have 2 stains.
Well, hopefully those 2 stains aren't going to have to be cleaned by Stu. Thank you, everyone, for joining us on The Dirt. We'll do something pretty early next. I don't know. My schedule is obviously quite in flux. There's a lot that can happen in the next week and a half. But we will do something pre-World Series, or do we want to do something live like Wednesday night before the World Series? Maybe.
I think Wednesday night before the World Series is the way to go. You guys let us know. We'll put out a tweet. We'll give you a poll. Let us know. Would you rather a pre-recorded thing or live
I think we have to go live
together, and I mean like live, but not in OKC together, or like live in person, you and I in person doing the dirt.
Fang out here. I don't know what color. Do we know the staff color tomorrow, Stu? No, we don't know yet. I don't. What are we wearing? Or here, I'll mute my mic.
And great.
Cool. Thank you.
I thought this was a dirt. I don't. Giving me
I can't reveal that.
Gray.
I can't. I muted the mic, so it's fine. All right. I bet that's really that's our interesting. Okay.
What? Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Boo. Give me the dirt. If not,
really?
wrap it up.
Oh boy, we might actually have some dirt to talk about tomorrow. Stay tuned, everyone.
Oh boy. And we're literally our two teams are literally the same.
And then we'll leave. The rental car we got was a crimson minivan, and I go, yeah, we're gonna call it the BAMU Mobile. And Tom goes, unfortunately, Oklahoma also has the same color. And I said, that's not important. It's like it's the Reddit, like the most like severe crimson I've ever seen in my life, and it's our car this week.
Mm-hmm. That checks.
So everyone, it's gonna roll up to Loves, and people are gonna be like, "Oh yeah!" when we get out for bat testing.
Tough.
Okay. Well, shall we go to eat?
We shall.
For Nicole, I'm Gray. This has been The Dirt, and we'll play the music. We'll catch you next time.